Hi friends, welcome to this video. I am very excited about this one. I wanted to find a way to incorporate a couple books I think are going to be 5 stars. So I figured let's just make a vlog about it. So there's 2 books that I am going to be reading that I think are going to be 5 stars, and hopefully you care to see my review on them. So the first one is very exciting because it's Rocky Road by Becky Wade. I considered doing a whole separate video for this book, but I felt like including another book too, so why not? So Rocky Road will be in this video, and then also I got Never Miss by Melissa Coslin from the library, and this is the same author as Dangerous Beauty. Dangerous Beauty was one of my favorite books that I read in 2023, and it's one of my new all-time favorite books, so I definitely wanted to read this book by her. This is her debut, so I didn't know that. I thought it came out after Dangerous Beauty, but this actually came out before, and I did already start it, and I actually technically already started Rocky Road as well, but this video is going to be me documenting my experience to see if both of these books can be 5 stars. I really hope that they are. I have high expectations, so we'll see if they live up to it, but I just thought this would be interesting. Both like clean fiction. This one is, I think, supposed to be Christian fiction. Rocky Road is just clean fiction. Never Miss is like romantic suspense, and then Rocky Road is just contemporary romance. So very excited about these books, and I will take you along. I actually think I'm going to be reading Never Miss first, just because I have the physical book. I tend to read physical books the fastest of anything, and then I have the ebook and the audiobook of Rocky Road, and I'm going to be reading that on and off in between this one, but I definitely want to like sit and binge this book, hopefully today and tomorrow, but I will check in with updates, and yeah, hopefully these turn out to be 5 stars. Hi you guys, update time. So I've been reading this book. I'm this far into it. I'm on page 122. I'm in the middle of a chapter, and I am really liking it. It has the same writing style, writing vibes as Dangerous Beauty. So if you like Dangerous Beauty, I feel like you'll like this book too, because it's very character driven. There is a like overall plot that is driving the characters, but you're following the characters like in their heads, seeing what they're thinking, seeing how they like analyze situations, and really getting to know them as characters, and then also seeing them together. It's so satisfying. So I don't think I ever like really explained what this book is about. Follow this girl who, on the back you are told that she's a former CIA sniper. She's on the run for some reason, and you will learn about that as the book goes. And she ends up saving the life of this guy who like is buying this storage unit, but she can tell he's about to get sniped because she like sees a glint or something, and because she knows snipers, she can tell that a sniper is about to snipe him, and she saves him. That's how they're thrust together. So basically they both get caught up in this plot, which they say on the back that it's about the Ebola virus. So it's like it is about a virus. It's about an airborne virus. You could say it's similar to COVID, but it's not. Like it's very different. It's just now that COVID's happened, any kind of like virus story we could say, oh, it's like COVID, but like this isn't. But you know, kind of same vibes, but whatever. So yeah, and I'm not like triggered by it. I'm fine with it. I'm really interested in it, and I think it's really fun. The characters are the best part though. I love both of them. I just find each chapter so fast paced because they basically, it feels like she ends each chapter with a cliffhanger, almost like you have to complete the scene in the next chapter to like feel complete, which is very smart because it makes me like want to keep turning the pages. So this is a very quick read. I read this much in a day, so I don't think I'll be able to finish it today, but like I definitely want to keep going with this. I'm really into it, so this is definitely my focus so far. So I'll for sure finish this book before I start Rocky Road, and then we'll get into that. But for now, highly recommend. I'm enjoying it. It's feeling 5-star level right now. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, this is great. You guys, I finished this book. I loved it. This is 5 stars for sure. I'm so glad. I just love Melissa Coslin's writing. She is so smart. Like, her writing just feels very intentional and no scene is wasted. I love her characters. I love her plots. Like, she takes on major situations, but she works with it. Like, I really love it. I don't care how unrealistic it is and like how kind of outrageous the romance is. Like, the romance is so good. Okay, it's very similar to Dangerous Beauty's romance, where it's just like the characters are literally like made for each other. They love each other. There's nothing else that matters. And I love reading that. She writes it so well, but like, it's not insta love at all. Like, it's instant attraction, but they definitely take the time to get to know each other. There's a lot of conversation. And then the plot itself, like, it's so intense, but very interesting. And it just doesn't feel over my head, even though like it is serious stuff. I am so impressed and I can't wait for more books from her. I do think it's been a while, so I don't know, but I think on her Instagram she posted that she did get a new book signed with whoever she publishes with. I don't know if it's, Rebel. I think she is going to be releasing a new book. I think it comes out in 2025. I'm so excited. I hope it's similar to this kind of writing because this is awesome. This is so good. New favorite book for sure. It's very character driven, but the characters are driven by a plot, but you're following the characters in their heads day to day and seeing their relationship grow. I love it. I love it so much. I think she's really good at what she does and I'm really thrilled by that. So yay, highly recommend, you guys. The faith content too, by the way, like, it's so subtle but so good. Very impressed. Love it. Okay, so now on to Rocky Road. I am a little bit worried, but I want this to be a 5 star so bad, which probably is working against it, but I don't care. Like, how can I not? This is one of my most hyped releases of the year, so I am going to be reading it. I do have it as an ebook and an audiobook, so we'll see. I might go back and forth. I really like the audiobook, but I tend to enjoy ebooks and physical books more, so I may, to give it the best chance, I may just read it as an ebook. We'll see. But I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush through this, so I will check in as I have updates, so I will see you guys in a little bit when I've read some. Hi friends, I'm going to give an update for Rocky Road. So I'm on chapter 5. I have just been listening to the audiobook because, as you can see, I'm out and about, I'm working, and it's been good to have an audiobook to listen to. And I really liked the first 2 chapters. They hooked me. I'm interested in Jude and Gemma, but then we like kind of went on to Gemma's family and her backstory, and I'm not feeling super connected to it. So doing vlogs like this is interesting because in the moment I might feel a certain way, but then like as we keep going, as I get more into the story, my feelings can change. So you may see that happen. But for now, I'm like not feeling the 5 star feeling from this book, which is upsetting. But we're getting a lot of backstory from Gemma's family because the nature of this story is she has a relative who the FBI want to bust. And so the Gemma and Jude are going to be fake dating to try to like infiltrate this relative and try to like trick him into doing something illegal, and then they can arrest him. Other thing about that with the fake dating, Gemma already has a boyfriend, and like at the beginning when that was described, for some reason I didn't click with it, like that this was gonna be, is this technically cheating, you know, situation. But then it's like she clearly doesn't care about her boyfriend much, so why are they together? Like, I think that's the only way that's making this like semi-okay, but it's kind of like they want to like trick the relative into making him think Jude is the boyfriend when he's really not. So it's like, oh, this is, I don't know. Like, there's so many other ways to make fake dating happen. And I was excited about the fake dating aspect, but only if they're not already in a relationship. So I will say though, like the actual writing itself, I just really like I like the way Becky Wade writes, but sometimes like the content and the characters don't do it for me. They don't click with me, but the writing itself, I see the craft, I see the skill that she has. So yeah, anyways, those are my initial thoughts so far. I'll check in once I've listened to / read more. Just gonna do all the updates here. Why not? All the updates. So, Rocky Road. I forget what chapter I'm on. I'm using my phone to listen to the audiobook. I'm fully audiobooking this book now. I thought I was gonna read the ebook, but I don't have time to do that. So, yeah, I am like on chapter 12 or something, or 13. And it's just okay right now, you guys, to be honest. Like, it's... Biggest thing is I don't see any chemistry between Jude and Gemma right now. I just feel like it's very forced, which technically it is, and it's coming across and it feels kind of awkward in a non-fun way to read, so that's too bad. And then there's a whole backstory with her family that I'm just like, oh, I see how this is like adding to the plot and adding to like some content, but I don't feel invested in it. And there is like the FBI plot that they're working on that I am interested in, and I want to see how that ends. So I'm invested in that part of it. And then there was a really great scene, I think it was in chapter 12 or maybe 11 or maybe even 10. I forget, somewhere in there, where Jude and Gemma had a really beautiful conversation about faith and their background with faith and why they go to church or not. And I really loved that part. I think that is where Becky Wade brings in her faith content so well. So I really liked that part of it, and it made me smile, it made me happy. So that was good, but we're gonna keep going. I will update you. But yeah, and it's kind of funny because I don't have a book to like read. I don't have as many clips of me actually reading because I'm listening to it. So I could show you me working, which I already did, but that's all that you would be seeing. So there might be a bunch of jump clips of me just giving updates, so hopefully that's okay. So I'll check in when I've read more, maybe when I've finished it, we'll see, unless there's something that comes up that I want to chat about, but for now, there's my update. Hello everyone, so I finished Rocky Road. So I'm gonna share my thoughts here and then wrap up this video. Doing reading vlogs like this is really fun because I get to like really share what my thoughts are in each moment reading a book. So with Rocky Road, I would say it stayed about the same throughout in terms of how I felt about it. There were some parts of the story that really stood out that I loved, that I thought were written really well. But then there were other parts that just kind of didn't really excite me. It's hard to explain. It's just, I guess, my reading taste of what I'm looking for in a romance book. This didn't quite have that spark with romance that I like to read. But the parts that I really liked were the faith content. This had more faith content than Memory Lane did, in my opinion. And when it was there, like the conversations between the characters about faith and about their experience, I just felt like it was so real. It felt really well written because I could just picture what they were saying. It was like true emotions. So I was really impressed for that. And then both of the characters, Jude and Gemma, had their own come to Jesus moment, which was just so well done. And I think really important when it comes to a relationship. In my opinion, I feel like getting right with God personally before getting in a relationship with someone is so important, and I really feel like this book showed that, and that they were like ready to love each other well because they understood God's love first. I'm glad that Becky Wade included that in this book, so that stands out a lot. It was kind of the romance that fell flat for me though. I just didn't feel any chemistry between the characters. It felt forced in my opinion, so that is just how I read it. So I'm gonna land on a 3.5, but rounding up to 4 for this book. And I would still definitely recommend reading this book. I thought it was a good sequel to Memory Lane, but personally I actually enjoyed Memory Lane slightly better than this book, which is surprising just because I was so excited to read about Jude. But again, it was kind of the romance that fell flat for me. We did get a little more glimpse into Max's character, and he's going to be the third brother, I believe. He'll have his book next year. So I am very excited to read that because she's really good at writing characters that are kind of mysterious, and I want to learn more about them. So once we actually get Max's book, I think it's gonna be good. So yeah, that's how I felt about Jude in Memory Lane. I was like, oh, I want to know more about him. And now from Rocky Road, I'm like, oh, I want to know more about Max. So yeah, that's exciting. So I definitely will read the next book whenever it comes out next year. And I would recommend this book. It's still a good, solid, clean romance. There's only kissing and it's not very detailed, so it's very mild in that sense. I'm glad I read it, and I'm really thankful that I got to read it early. So there's my review. I'm gonna try to think out my thoughts and put a review on Goodreads as well. But there's the video. So I did get a 5-star from this video though. I loved Never Miss. Highly recommend this book. Check it out. If you liked Dangerous Beauty, you'll like this book. And I would recommend actually, I don't know, they're very different, but they have the same writing style. So I was gonna try to recommend which book to start with. Whichever one sounds more interesting to you. They're both really good. They're both 5 stars from me. And then Rocky Road was 4 stars. So thank you for watching, you guys. I hope this was enjoyable to you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.